be going to Mr. John Rizzo, so he can come on up if you want. And then, so far in 2012, 9 pedestrians have been killed in traffic in San Francisco. Only 1 person has been prosecuted. What do you think needs to be done to mitigate pedestrian fatalities in the district? Second, do you believe these incidents have been adequately handled by the justice system? The second 2 respondents are Andrew Resignato and Thea Selby.
No, these haven't been responded to adequately. I don't think the city and the police department take pedestrian injuries seriously. We're actually growing. The number of pedestrian collisions and deaths is actually growing, and it's been growing for several years now. And the city has no plan to reduce it. The criminal justice system is taxed. We can't leave it up to the criminal justice system. We need to prevent these things. And it's interesting that this is growing at a time when there's a lot of talk about this. There's a lot of talk about we have projects like Divisadero, and we're doing bowl bouts, and we're doing things the yellow crosswalks to try to increase pedestrian safety, but the data shows that this is not having an impact. There's something missing, and that there needs to be some attention focused here, some study and some metrics developed and some data collected to find out what is going on here. What are we not doing? And I don't think anybody has the answer to it, but we won't have the answer to it until we start looking for it. Next.
I would agree with John on that. Actually, San Francisco, I think, is the worst for pedestrian safety in California, and we're usually not the worst city in a lot of things. We are for pedestrian safety or fatalities, and I agree. I think the public health. I've worked with the public health department. I sit at the public health department for 10 years. I've been there, and I think it is a public health issue when people are getting killed on our roads and our streets. And I agree, we need some funding. There actually needs to be some resources put to find out the answers and to figure out the solutions. And it might not be a law enforcement solution, but it could be, because I think the police, I've heard this from bicyclists too, when there's a pedestrian or a bike accident, they don't do a very good job of reporting what happened. Whereas they're much better with the cars, and I think that might be a training issue at the police academy that we can deal with. And just a little bit off the topic, another thing that I've noticed in District 5 is that, if you want to talk about pedestrian safety, is the sidewalks are in disrepair in a lot of places. And my campaign manager herself just fell down the other day because she ran into a hole and she fell over. And I've been looking at the sidewalks and taking pictures of the sidewalks in District 5, and they need to be fixed, because especially for people who are in wheelchairs, there's places they can't even get over. And I think that's one thing the supervisor can really do and find solutions for quickly, and I'll do that as supervisor.
So we have had, Thea Selby again, for Oakville. We have had more than 800 pedestrian collisions each year in the last 2 years. We've already had 10 pedestrians die this year. Most of these fatalities occur between pedestrians and vehicles, and it costs us a lot of money. Not only is it tragic, obviously, when anyone dies, but a quarter of the trauma injuries that are treated at San Francisco General are coming from injuries to pedestrians, and it costs about $15 million. So this is an issue in a lot of different ways. We are going to be growing in terms of how many people are walking, how many people are biking, and how many people are in cars. I see the city growing, not shrinking, at least until global warming takes our shores a little bit closer in. And as a result, we really need to work together, and we need to be able to walk safely. We have something called Walk Stops, walkstops.org. You can go and look at it. It is a traffic calming measure I'm working on with landscape architects over at Dubose Park, and we hope to have one at Hayton Fillmore and one at Page and Scott as well. There's a The president of ASNA over there is working with us as well, and that's one thing, to provide a way to calm traffic a little bit, and that's one thing that we need. If we're gonna, pedestrians have to be able to work with the bicyclists. I have a high to low. Buses have to take care of cars, have to take care of bicycles, have to take care of people, and it's a weight issue. So, thank you very much.
The